Hey, glad you've decided to hang around and check out Australia's next major war movie. We've had Breaker Morant, Gallipoli, now there's Beneath Hill 60, set in the trenches and tunnels of World War I. The true life story has a great cast led by Brendan Cowell, and it's directed by Jeremy Hartley Sims. I spent a day talking with all of them. Wait till you see who else is in it. First, here's Alicia in the trenches at the red carpet premiere.
Now tell me, how many films have you been in with Brendan Cowell?
375 now, yeah.
Why do you keep doing it?
I don't know. It's weird, because I had never worked with Cowell until I was his friend, and then as soon as I became one of his mates, we seemed to do everything together. It's fantastic.
How did you feel when you were up with all these amazing Aussie actors?
Well, it was a really cool experience. They're all such really nice guys, and we all got along really well.
I think that mateship developed very quickly over the 10-day military boot camp training we had prior to actually commencing the shoot.
Yeah.
And I think it was during that 10 days that, you know, the cast really got to know each other.
I can't imagine what it must have been like for the real guys. I mean, down there, underground, in the damp, in the wet.
It's you know, whenever you're performing, you want to get as close as you can to the idea, you know, of knowing what it was like. But certainly in this, particular occasion, I didn't want to know. You know, it's that horrific to have tilted the universe in such a way. I don't want to know that stuff. But I think the film does a very honourable justice to the memories of those men.
You're not even real soldiers, are you? I mean, what in God's name are you doing here?
Decent photos.
How important was the Battle of Hill 60 in the whole scheme of things with World War I?
It was one of the great battles of the First World War, as opposed to Gallipoli, which was, you know, an awful, tragic kind of mayhem. This was a battle, a really successful battle that Australians were integrally involved in, and something we should be proud of.
We know far more about Gallipoli than we do about the Western Front, and I'm sure Will has ideas about this, but I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, Will, but I think there's 5 times as many Australians fought in the Western Front than fought in Gallipoli, and 5 times as many died.
And you're right, David. I mean, you know, we had 8,000 casualties on Gallipoli and 50,000 on the Western Front.
1, 3. 1, 2, 3. They're almost on top of us.
And what made Brendan perfect to play Oliver Woodward?
His bravery, the fact that he's not scared of rats or claustrophobic. We could really pick the right guy, didn't we?
Yeah.
What kind of a guy is Oliver Woodward?
He looks a lot like that guy there. No, he lived life his own way. Has a relationship with a much younger girl, and he can justify that to himself. He goes to the war when he can see a purpose for himself in the war as a miner.
And one of only 4 Australians to win 2 military crosses in battle.
You guys were immersed in just muck for pretty much all of the shoot.
Yeah, it was hard. It was uncomfortable.
It's
fun diving into the mud for, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then you've got to do it
by 4 o'clock in the morning and freezing cold, because we're going through craters. I know, at 4 in the morning in Townsville, when you're drenched.
Desert climate, you know, it's cold.
And we're diving through those craters filled with water, and so that would happen at like 9 o'clock at night, and so you stay wet until 4 in the morning.
And you're covered in a good another 10 kilos of mud. And
and you're dragging all that crap with you.
A rifle and a back of explosives and string. And
the explosions going off around us. I got hit by the biggest clod of dirt, just went poof like that.
Yeah, real mortars.
It was
real
unreal.
Bombs blowing dirt up over us, onto us, next to us.
If a big clump of mud hits you, 60 miles an hour, it hurts.
And you're running along with a good 20-kilo lunk of wood on your shoulder, and it's like slippery as an ice rink. You talk about war being hell, and that was hell, but at least we got to go home and have a shower and a meal and go to bed.
Exactly.
When this thing blows, it'll be the biggest explosion the world's ever seen.